So this is months later. I shouldn't say months, maybe a month and a half um, later from my last post. Um, I have become daimyo as of a while ago. I have taken all of my daimyo's former territory, which I had to do in 2 different campaigns, which actually takes a long time. I promise I'm going to try to get to some menu and gameplay in this one. I want to show major battles too that are going on. But essentially, taking all the territory back from my daimyo, I actually had to take this individual island right here with some concentrated forces. There's actually a lot of castles here. As you can see, there's, I don't know, maybe 16 to 20 castles on this island. I had to take that one out individually because the ex-daimyo was kind of harassing me with forces from this island. So once I took this particular island out, I actually already had this peninsula, had all of central Japan taken, and I just had essentially this portion of Japan to take, which is a lot of castles. And the reason why it took me a good month and a half is just, as you can see, it's a lot of castles. I wanted to upgrade selected castles throughout this range, which I had to have my daimyo in to really upgrade them quickly. And also, once you take a castle, you have to occupy it with officers and then move on with your best officers and kind of march slowly up this way to take the rest of the right hand side of Japan. So now I'm currently working on this very last island, and at one point I knew the actual geographical name of it, but I don't now. But a very powerful clan exists here, and it's essentially one clan and then a couple of vassal states who are their allies. And I'm marching the largest army I can possibly muster right now as we speak into this island to finish the game and move on to other games. So currently here is a huge line of my best officers, 3 officers per unit here. Most of them have above 90 valor. Just a second. Okay. Back down to the details. Another huge line of the best of what I have. I'm throwing it at the Shimadzu clan. That's the one I'm trying to take out. Up here, another. I actually have the daimyo himself fighting. Where is his unit? There he is. That's me. This is the first battle I've been in a long time because I didn't want to risk him getting killed. But since I'm on my last thrust, I at least want to take out first of all, this clan looks like it's going to be stronger than originally planned for. So as long as we can get this top part of this island taken out with the best generals that I have, I feel like it'll be a short campaign to take the rest of these castles out. I feel like I'm droning on and on and on, but what I do want to show is I'm going to try and go through a turn as fast as I can, even though I must admit I take my time going through a turn and going through the menus. So we'll see what we can do here. So here's my current capital, I should say, where basically where the daimyo me is based. As you can see, compared to the previous video, I have many more bases, many more officers, and an unbelievable amount of soldiers at my disposal. But I won't be using most of these soldiers since they're so dispersed throughout Japan. So the first thing I do when I start a turn is see who's trying to get my attention here in the white with the quotations. It's called entreaty. And this is just a standard kind of a senior officer. This guy's actually really good. His stats are amazing. They're all above 90, I think. But this various officers visit you and try to give you their full confidence in their compliments. And then you see their friendships up. So that's friendship is a certain kind of minor detail in the game. I actually don't pay too much attention to it, but you never know when it might matter. And then this guy over here is always trying to just tell me to get a tea set. But little does he know, items are really hard to get now from merchants. So here is my city. I am actually going to try and go to the menu. Here's the main menu. It's on the left. So there are certainly some things I have to do. Apologize for that. That was a glitch. These are all of the menus you have to worry about in this game. This top one here is basically seeing what your merchant has. I have gone to such a level in this game where rice and gold and lumber and iron are not a problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and buy some rice from him. As you can see, here's the gold amount, which maxes out at 10 million. The rice amount, which maxes out, supplies they call it, but it's really rice, is maxed out at 10 million. I almost have it all maxed out. And lumber and iron, you will never go through this much lumber and iron no matter how long you play this game. So everything in terms of supplies is taken care of. So go back to this menu here. This is invest in town's production. I've already have the maximum amount of production going on in this town, so it will not be going down. This is the policy menu. I rarely use it. Right now, my advisor is telling me to enact a war ban, which I think would probably end the game. I have so much power and so much land in this game that I can actually stop war, but I want to complete the conquest of Japan entirely. So I've never done this, even though I've had the option for many, many turns. Here's the supplies. I've already explained that. No need for supplies. Stimulate concept. I'm so far in the game, every castle is fully stimulated in its concepts. And I'll give you an example of what it means. So early on in the game, you have to kind of open up all of these different traits in castles to be able to build certain structures. And every castle that I own is fully maxed out in these categories, so I don't have to ever worry about that anymore. And then finally, here's the delegation. Very, very important. Almost all of my castles are delegated. Actually, all of them except for one, and that's the one I occupy because I want to control what I build here. But every other castle I've delegated, and delegation gets the job done. The officers that occupy whatever castle do upgrades themselves. And this game would be tedious if you could not delegate. So that's the delegation option. The more castles you get, the more you have to delegate. And it's simple. You just delegate it to, you just click on the castle and it delegates for you. So I'm not going to go into that. So this is the infrastructure tab. What you want to build. Again, most of these castles are very highly developed, so I won't be adding a facility. But I do upgrade the castles. And I'm not sure if I'm done upgrading this castle. This is mainly all I do, is get the castle to its top performing ability. And this guy, as you can see, the 4-story Tenshu, which is one of the highest levels any castle can get, it's highlighted in yellow. So that is already done. If you look over on the right hand side, it says blockade and storm. I got an A grade on both. That's about as high as it gets. Come down here. Square gate is indeed one of the best upgrades you can get for a castle, so that's maxed out. Walls, the stone wall is the highest level of upgrading of the walls. A Bailey, a Barbican is, pretty good. That's about as good as it gets. There are a few other levels for other types of castles. This is not a particular castle that has those. Turret, I got the corner turret. So other than the battery, which has been offered to me very rarely, the corner turret is second best. I only have a battery and a few other of my very sophisticated castles. And then the annex and the annex is okay. Dual annex is better. Not all castles can get maxed out. This castle is maxed out. Its stature is level 7. Check my time here real quick. Stature is level 7. That's maxed out. Castle facility. Oops. Castle facility is very optional, in my opinion. In this case, I have a Buddhist temple. It's okay. Sometimes you can get other things, but sometimes I don't even max this one out because it has a very minor effect on things. So, anyway, there's almost the full menus and the battle that's going on, and I think I'm out of time, so I'm going to end this one for now.